Hello and welcome to this explainer. Today we are diving into one of the absolute biggest challenges in modern corporate cybersecurity. Our digital networks are just massive and complex these days, so we really need to demystify the technology that acts as our ultimate frontline defense. Let's jump right in and figure out exactly what endpoint detection and response, or EDR, actually is. Okay, so here is our game plan for today. 1. The cybersecurity endpoint problem. 2. How EDR technology works. 3. EDR versus traditional antivirus. 4. Expanding defense with EDR versus XDR. And 5. Real-world benefits and impact. Starting us off, Section 1, the cybersecurity endpoint problem. To really get the solution, we first have to understand the modern battleground. When security folks talk about the perimeter, they aren't talking about some magical fortress wall around a server room anymore. No, they are talking about endpoints. Just picture the connected devices you use every single day. Your laptop, your mobile phone, the desktop in your office, or the servers holding company data. Every single one of those is an endpoint. And honestly, to a hacker, each one of those is just a doorway waiting to be opened into the whole corporate network. And that brings us to the star of our show, Endpoint Detection and Response, or EDR. Think of it like a super smart guardian for all of those devices. But the absolute key phrase I want you to remember here is continuous monitoring. EDR isn't just scanning your laptop once a week. It is providing real-time visibility and totally automated responses, neutralizing bad stuff before it ever has a chance to compromise your system. Now, you might be wondering, wait, don't we already have antivirus for this? It's a fair question. Why exactly is traditional antivirus just no longer enough to protect these endpoints? Well, it really comes down to how the threats themselves have evolved. Old-school antivirus acts kind of like a bouncer at a club, right? Checking IDs against a strict list of known troublemakers, what we call signatures. But what if the attacker has a fake ID? Or what if they just snake in through a back window? Modern, sophisticated attacks like fileless attacks or advanced ransomware, they don't use those known signatures at all. Traditional AV is essentially a static lock, making it practically blind to these hidden new threats that easily bypass the old security systems. Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, how EDR technology works. I absolutely love this analogy because it really hits the nail on the head. If traditional antivirus is a lock on the door, point-in-time security, EDR is a continuous 24/7 AI-powered security camera system watching every single room. It completely shifts our focus from just trying to block that first break-in to relentlessly monitoring behavior once someone is inside the house. If an attacker manages to pick the lock, EDR is right there, tracking their every move to stop them in their tracks. So let's pop the hood and see how this actually works in practice. It all happens in 4 main stages. First up, data collection and telemetry. EDR gathers a massive amount of data right from the devices, stuff like process activity and network connections. Second, behavioral analysis and threat detection, where it analyzes all that info. Third is investigation and forensics, giving the security team the clues they need to trace the root cause. And fourth, automated response capabilities, which step in to contain the threat immediately. Let's look a little closer at that second step, because this is where artificial intelligence and machine learning really shine. Look, humans literally cannot process millions of logs a minute, but AI, no problem. It analyzes process executions, flags weird network connections, and crucially, it detects those tricky polymorphic malware and fileless attacks we just talked about. It picks up on those tiny, subtle anomalies like suspicious login attempts or unusual system file modifications that a human analyst would almost certainly miss. But hey, detecting the problem is only half the battle, right? Response is where EDR is a real game changer. When the AI spots a threat, it doesn't just send out an email and wait around for an IT admin to wake up. It takes action, instantly. It automatically isolates that compromised endpoint right off the network, kills the malicious background processes, and quarantines the suspicious files. It shuts down the attack surface instantly, all without waiting for a human to intervene. All right, let's move to Section 3, EDR versus traditional antivirus. Just to make this crystal clear, let's stack them up side by side. Traditional antivirus has one main job, keeping known malware out. It is totally signature-based, but the moment something slips past that initial gate, it's basically game over. The system is blind. EDR, on the flip side, operates on the very safe assumption that a breach is going to happen eventually. It provides that deep, continuous visibility, behavioral analytics, and immediate response for the unknown advanced threats. AV guards the gate, but EDR masterfully handles the post-compromise activity. Next up, Section 4, Expanding Defense, EDR versus XDR. Now, the cyber world moves fast, and you might have heard the term XDR floating around and wondered where EDR fits into that puzzle. Well, EDR is laser focused on your endpoints, the laptops, phones, servers. Extended Detection and Response, or XDR, takes that exact same powerful logic and stretches it across the entire corporate network. XDR connects your endpoints, your cloud infrastructure, your email, and your network traffic all into one unified platform. So think of EDR as the rock-solid foundation and XDR as the ultimate expansion of that defense. And finally, Section 5, Real-World Benefits and Impact. Let's pull this out of the abstract for a second and look at a real-world scenario. Imagine a second-by-second timeline of a ransomware attack. Minute 0, an employee mistakenly clicks a bad link in a clever phishing email. Fast forward to minute 2, a malicious ransomware process tries to quietly execute in the background to encrypt company files. But right at minute 3, EDR's AI steps in. It sees this weird behavioral anomaly and flags it. By minute 4, before a human analyst has even sat down with our coffee, the EDR has automatically isolated the infected laptop and completely stopped the attack. Disaster totally averted. And you can imagine how that kind of speed translates into massive business benefits. First, you are getting proactive threat hunting, so you're stopping stealthy attacks before they explode. Second, that rapid automated incident response heavily minimizes any operational downtime. Third, all that comprehensive data logging makes passing strict regulatory compliance a breeze. And honestly, the automation alone is huge. It acts as a major force multiplier, taking a massive weight off the shoulders of overworked IT staff so they can focus on actual strategy rather than chasing false alarms. If you only take away one single thing from our time together today, let it be this core message. EDR helps detect, investigate, and stop advanced cyber threats. Trying to just lock the front door of your network is simply no longer enough. We absolutely need eyes on the inside, a system that is continuously learning, adapting, and responding to keep our digital environments secure and resilient. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with something to really think about. Just glance at the devices sitting on your desk right now. How secure is your network's perimeter when the real front line is literally every single device you touch? It is definitely something to ponder as you evaluate your own cybersecurity stance. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep learning and stay secure.